I'm making a change today. The liquor been taking the pain away. I heard you was giving your chain away. That's kind of like giving your fame away. What's wrong with you? I sit in a box where the owners.
Yo, broskies, what is up? Counter back with a. It's been forever. I mean, Kane posted the last one a couple weeks ago, but coming at you with another deck profile, new house. That's really what the long-awaited, the wait was for. Took me a while to transition, but I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. Couldn't tell by the title, it's Vendread. So I'm getting into it. I mean, I've been playing a whole bunch of other decks. I have a pretty cool build for this coming out. I have some stuff brewed, but I played this one like a casual tournament like a month ago, just amongst friends and stuff like that, and it did pretty well. I'm not saying that this is gonna like just, you know, absolutely obliterate the current meta, but it was pretty fun. It's pretty fun to just pick up, play a rogue tournament with. I'm gonna get into it. Double Executor. You know, you can ritual summon this card with the Vindred ritual spell. This card's name becomes Vindred Slayer while in the field. While this ritual card is on the field, your opponent cannot target cards you control with card effects except this card. If this ritual card is destroyed by battle or is destroyed by an opponent's card effect while in its owner's possession, you can add one Vindred card from your deck to your hand. It's pretty good. He's also big. Mostly I was just beating with him, and it's like, you know, it's somewhat protection for your other cards at least. Vindred Battle Lord. You probably know this card. They were playing like Vindred Drytron, as in no Vindred and just like Battle Lord, because you can use a ritual spell. Obviously, you can banish one Vindred card from your graveyard and declare one type of card, monster, spell, or trap. For the rest of this turn, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects of that type. If this is sent to the graveyard, you can add one ritual monster from your deck to your hand, and if you do, send one Vindred monster from your deck to the graveyard. So obviously, you know, call monster or something, blank the field, push for game, because they're all big. Next up, Double Slayer. Once per battle, if this card battles an opponent's monster during the damage calc, quick effect, you can banish one zombie monster from your graveyard. This card gains 300 attack. If this ritual summon card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one ritual spell from your deck to your hand. If you do, send one Vindred monster from your deck to the graveyard. They all do something in the graveyard. This one really reminds me of the extra card, Vindred Savior, the battle phase stuff. So he's pretty good. He can get some pretty decent damage. You basically play him for like the name more so. The Vindred cards like aren't the greatest. Next up, Vindred Revenants. I was running this at 3, but then I cut it down to make space for a couple other cards. If this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card by battle or a card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. They all kind of do something like that. Also, a Vindred monster ritual summon using this card on the field gains this effect. And you can only use it once per turn. You can only use the preceding effect of Vindred's Revenants once per turn. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target one special summon monster your opponent controls, banish it. Obviously that's crazy. If it wasn't targeting, especially like this, you know, this with everything like having so much like targeting kind of protection, it'd be like nuts. But it can definitely interrupt plays and combos and stuff like that. Vindred Hound Horde. This card's in your graveyard, you can discard a Vindred card, special on this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. So obviously, as you can tell, you load these up in the graveyard, it's pretty easy to get them out. 2 ritual summon. A Vindred monster ritual summon using this card on the field gains the following effect. Once per turn, you can target one spell or trap card your opponent controls, banish it. Gets rid of floodgates, stuff like that. Vindred Anima. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one of your banished Vindred monsters, special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the tournament except zombies. That's no problem, this whole deck is zombies. Also, the ritual monster gains the effect to banish any monster destroyed by battle with this card. All your cards can like crack over monsters, so you know, it's useful. Also, it's another name, so. Okay, last two monsters. Elvish the Golden Lord, you know, this card in a sense is deck like over the top. Or not necessarily over the top, it just makes it like much more competitive, because you can like use this as ritual fodder. Golden Lord can bring himself back. It makes all the trap cards live. I'm running a pretty small package. I'm not really maxing out, but he definitely helps. You can send this card and one spell trap card from your hand to the graveyard, then target one card on the field, send it to the grave. So it obviously removes. And then if this card is in your graveyard, you can send one spell trap card you can control to the graveyard, add this card to your hand, then you special summon one zombie monster, usually he special summon himself. And if you do, it gains 1,000 attack and defense, cannot be destroyed by card effects. So easy to go for game. This deck can OTK pretty easily. Next up, the ritual spell card. You already know, I mean, it's a ritual spell card, I'm not gonna read it. Vendread Charge. I was running like 2 of these. 3 of these is pretty good. You don't want to see 2 once per turn, but you can send one zombie monster from your hand or face up on the field, or from your field to your special one Vindred monster from your deck. So you know, you could get rid of a Hound Horde, bring out the Remnants or whatever, and then use Hound Horde's effect to bring itself back. Or if you have like Golden Lord in your hand, send Golden Lord. You don't usually want to do that, but you know, or you can send one of the Golden Lord trap cards, stuff like that. Just getting you like ritual fodder for your big ritual monsters, obviously. Pre-preparation of rites. Add one ritual spell card from your deck to your hand, and add one ritual monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, whose name is listed on that ritual spell. So, next up, double Cursed Eldland. I was running this at 3, cut it down because I wanted to just run a smaller Elvish package. I didn't want to like brick as much. Obviously, this searches your Eldritch monster or your Golden Land spell trap cards. And if this is sent from the field, you can send one Eldritch monster, one Golden Land spell trap card from your deck to the grave. This special summons a zombie from your hand or deck in defense, but if you control an Eldritch, of course, you have to get the Eldritch. Also, you can banish this card from your graveyard, set one Golden Land spell trap card from your deck. You can only use one of the effects per turn. We're in 2 of those, sorry. Fresh out of the structure decks. Of course, I have these in like every rarity now. Like the comments just made it convenient, so now I don't have to keep taking them out of other decks. So originally, like when we actually did this little tournament, I was not running this card like whatsoever, but the extra deck doesn't matter. And since I have common ones, I was like, fuck it, I'll just like jam these in it, and obviously banish 3 to 6 cards, draw 1 or 2 cards for every 3 you banish. Vendread Reorigin. This has a little bit of like anti-synergy. I'll kind of explain. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls that has a level, tribute it, and if you do, special summon 1 Vendread token, attack and defense 0. So what's good about this is it does target, but it doesn't destroy tributes. Also, while the token special summoned by this effect is on the field, you cannot normally special summon monsters except Vindred monsters. So you are going to want to get rid of your token to be able to utilize your Eldritch cards. But usually if you're like doing a level, you can like ritual summon using the token. But it has a little like anti-synergy there. Last of the Vendread trap cards, Vendread Daybreak. This card's pretty crazy. If your opponent controls more cards than you do, choose one ritual summon Vendread monster you control, destroy all cards on the field except the chosen monster. It cannot attack directly while it remains face up on the field. So cracks boards, just one though. Double Sanguine, you already know, special one zombie monster from your deck, but if you control an Elvish, get Elvish. Also, you can banish a card from your graveyard, set 1 Golden Land spell trap card. You can only use one of those effects per turn. Conquistador, I was running 3, but I cut 1 down for the extra. I might cut extra after 2 to bump this back up to 3. This special summons a normal monster, level 5. If you control Elvish, it pops a card. Also, you can banish this card, set one Elixir spell trap card directly from your deck. Double Omni Negate, basically. And last up, 1 Hakera of the Golden Land. So banishes cards. It's also level 5. That's it for the main deck. Like I said, this is no like tier 1 meta threat, but it has been pretty fun. And it does well at like rogue tournaments, like casual tournaments like that. Like, you know, you show up with locals, it like surprises people for sure. This extra deck, you can see their multicolor sleeve. But it's because I was only running 8 because I kept taking them out for other decks. But to get into it, triple Vendread Savior. This does a lot of battle stuff. You know, you can target one Avenger card in your graveyard, add to your hand. During damage calc, if this card battles an opponent's monster, quick fake, you send one zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard. That opponent's monster loses attack equal to its level times 200. So you can go battle phase, damage calc, send Eldritch, the Golden Lord. It's usually going to zap it by like, what's Eldritch, like level 10, so 2k. And usually that's gonna, all your zombies can crash over something that's like minus 2k, and then it sets your Eldritch traps up to be used. Vampire Sucker, 2 more like generic zombie cards. When a zombie is supposed to summon, you draw a card. Cerberus, Phoenix, Unicorn, Juggernaut Leap to push for a game. Gustav Max, obviously push for a game. Last up, a couple fusions, just like super poly targets, just in case you show up to Rogue and someone's playing Branded Despia. 3 dark monsters, this Predator Plant, Trifeovit, whatever it's called, 2 Starving Venom, and 1 Dragon Swamp, because you would be running like super poly on the side, of course, because you can discard a zombie card, they can bring themselves back. You can eat an entire board, go for game. Going second, the OTKs pretty well. Going first, I mean, it's pretty good for going first because you can jam more trap cards in. But that's pretty much it for this one. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Like the video if you like the video, and subscribe for more.